was a student majoring in industrial engineering, but unfortunately started taking online classes due to the global pandemic. Most lectures began surfacing online as my respective professors would host Zoom calls for each course following the other. I wasn't really the biggest fan of taking online classes as I just recently enrolled in the curriculum, so not being able to socially interact with others in the classroom was a bitter pill to swallow, which led me to the idea of using the video chat site Omegle. I remember hearing rumors about it growing up where people would sometimes meet interesting individuals there, maybe some hot chicks if you got lucky enough. Thought I'd give it a try one Friday evening. I figured I couldn't go wrong with meeting some random people from across the world while I casually sip on my alcoholic beverage.
I'm just big fast, man. We trying to get together for well.
Come on, where the girls at? I want to see some. What's your name, kid? I'm Tommy. What's yours? You can call me Creep. Nope. Hey, do you like long walks to the fridge? Not with you. That's when I came across a man with his face painted as a clown, replicating Joaquin Phoenix from the Joker movie that premiered a couple months earlier. Hey dude, big fan of the Joker, aren't you? He just sat there in silence while looking directly at the webcam with his gaunt eyes and formidable smile, almost like he was intrigued by my company. Hello? Do you talk? Again, he just sat there not saying anything. I was convinced his mic was turned off as I couldn't hear any background ambient noise that I would usually hear when a stranger appears on the screen. I decided to type, "I don't think your mic is on, dude." That's when he began typing in the chat box himself, saying, "All I have are negative thoughts looming inside my head." I playfully respond with, "Why so serious? Laugh out loud?" "Pick a card, any card, by saying the word stop." He then raises a deck of cards towards the screen and begins springing the cards from one hand to the other while I shout, "Stop," midway through the deck. The Joker then raises my selected card, the 7 of Diamonds, towards the screen. He then inserts the card back inside the deck, all while having his head turned in a different direction. "Okay, Mr. Joker, you gonna guess my card now?" He then typed, "If you want me to unmute my mic and reveal your card, you have to beat me in a blinking contest." I typed, "Okay, sure, I guess." The Joker then turns on his mic as I hear the sudden ambient noise come out of nowhere. He then puts his face closer to the webcam with his eyes closed and begins gesturing the numbers. 1, 2, and opening his eyes on the count of 3.
These are website names that are still somehow available. So for Australian non-believers, AustraliaIsn'tReal.org and AustraliaIsn'tReal.net are both available and have great deals. If you're a fan of brand fusions, MicrosoftApple.com, Target, Walmart, Costco.com, and KFC, Pizza Hut, TacoBell.com are all available on Wix.com.
I began to reciprocate by gluing my eyes to the screen in hopes that any lag from the video chat would mask any blink I would inevitably make. That's when the Joker began to disturbingly grin at the camera with an over-exaggerated smile, almost like he had a weird ability to abnormally stretch his face. I began to awkwardly smile back as my silly way of expressing a friendly gesture. I could then see tears falling from his eyes, like he was extremely reluctant to close them. almost as if the shame of losing an eye contest meant the world to him. I shouted, "Dude, you cheated!" As the Joker then began to start blindfolding himself while I awkwardly observed his bizarre antics. He then adjusts the webcam while placing one of his palms face down on the computer table, then begins to raise a large kitchen blade in the air with the other hand. Dude, what the hell are you doing?
What is he doing?
He then starts stabbing in between the gaps of his fingers.
Homie doing that.
Dude, stop it! Are you insane?
Yeah.
That's when the Joker began to nonchalantly increase the speed of the stabbing motion while jabbing at the table flawlessly without any trace of a deadly mishap. It was terrifying, but at the same time exhilarating, as the Joker did this blindfolded at such a rapid speed that to the video chat it legitimately looked like a camera trick. I shouted, "Dude, how the hell did you do that?" as the Joker simultaneously zoomed his webcam closer to the table. He then begins to type, "Want to see that again, but this time in IMAX?" I typed, "Sure, I guess." He then responds with, "Let me mute my mic. That way you don't hear my screams of agony in the unfortunate event that I make a mistake." I was a little alarmed with the sudden disclaimer, but oddly enough decided to observe the rest of his stunt. I watched him place his trembling hand on the table. What he did next was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. He began carving the tip of the blade into the surface of his palms. I screamed, "Dude, no, stop it! What the hell is wrong with you? Dude, stop! What the hell is wrong with you?" As his bloody hand began to tremble uncontrollably with blood spewing everywhere. "Stop it, please, stop!" That's when the Joker unmutes his mic, unveiling the sounds of a muffled whimper, like his mouth had been covered with something. What I saw next single-handedly made me not want to ever go back on Omegle again. The Joker raises his webcam, revealing the source of the actual hand he was hacking at. It was a man that looked to be in his mid-20s with duct tape on his mouth, shivering from the lethal torture the Joker put him through. It wasn't even my hand! Leave him alone, I'm calling the cops! As I looked closer at the screen, I noticed